Well, I was going to do the band report on here, and then I realized you're not going to hear it because I have to use headphones. It's these Kenwoods. I don't know why they didn't put a speaker in the receiver. There was actually quite a bit of room in there to do that. They totally could have put a speaker on there. I don't know why they didn't. We probably, if we could hear over the people on DMR, I think maybe we might be able to hear it through the headphones. So I was using this last night, talking on it, but it's the transmitter doesn't want to stay put. It's drifting, even though it's using that VFO. And then with the other one, it's even worse. Let's see if we can. I'll just put the headphones over here. You'll be able to hear it. So we're over by the low part of 80.
I might watch one on TV. I'm not going to go to the ball game. Unless it's one of these kids' ball games, I got a grandson to play.
Should have already heard FT8 probably. A lot of weak signals. I wonder if it's AM. Yep. AM.
But all of the other bands behave normal, so at least I can use those for now. And yeah, okay on the carburetor. Will it say?
I think this would be good AM radio.
That year was 1984. It was a Datsun Nissan, and it was the first year that they took a Z24 engine, a 2.4 engine, and they got really good mileage out of it. works on cars a lot for his business, and he told me, don't try and put a kit in that. He goes, even if I did it, he said, it wouldn't run right afterwards. And I told him, I've heard that about these. And so what I decided to try was I needed a fuel pump, and I bought a cheap fuel pump brand new online for under $70, and then there was a cheap carburetor that was rated fairly high for the Z24 engine, and it was $85, and so I bought it, and I swapped them out, and it seems to run pretty well. So there you go. I swapped it out. The only thing I the way they do that in there, there's no room. It took a lot longer than another vehicle. Like I had an old International I used to work on, and there was all this room, an old Scout. I really liked that old Scout. But yeah, not enough room. And then there was the wiring for the choke. The connector was different, so I just wired it together with household wire nuts, and that seems to work okay, and things are adjusted, and the choke is working properly, so I'll just drive it. It was at the point it would do odd things and leave me on the side of the road sometimes making adjustments with the old carburetor, so kind of glad to have that taken care of. But when it gets to be winter, I don't drive it a whole lot anyway, and actually I don't drive much in the winter anymore anyway, but if I need to get out, at least the Toyota has four-wheel drive, so that helps. So I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on with the 160-meter band on this. All I can think is, what have I done now? K7IYP, this is W7PO. W7QOO. Excuse me.
Damn.
7IYP. Every morning when I get up, my nose just starts running like a faucet. I got post-nasal drip. And it goes down there and it clogs up my voice box. So putting that there. Okay. Yeah, well, I knew I had to rebuild my carburetor. When I'd come up to a stoplight, the thing wouldn't idle and it would die. That's a good indication you need to rebuild your carburetor. Because the Venturi gets all coated with a layer of carbon it'll partially restrict the idle port in the Venturi, and then it won't idle. So you gotta take the whole thing apart, thoroughly clean it, new gaskets, a new float needle, you know, adjust the float level.
Anyway, you'll get there, but it sounds great. It's good to hear you this morning. And again, just good morning to you. So, you know, Bill's, I remember Bill's antenna went out to the garage or to the shop in the back and a leg fell down, and I went out there and helped Bill put the antenna back up, and we did get it up. Of course, he had everything he needed. He just needed a little help. And he was back on the air. I don't remember why he wasn't running the BC 610, probably because he had that gauge in the garage, and that became his big radio. He also had an ART-13 that he kind of put together and would run that from time to time. You know, he finally went SK. He just got, you know, probably too old to do it himself. So I don't know. God bless Bill. Another guy who would help you if you needed it. He helped me. And he did wonders for Tracy. Helped Tracy technically and do conversions and everything else. Tracy learned a lot from Bill. And once again, another great guy. And yeah, Tracy had moved to Maine. The colder weather seemed to agree more with him with his dystonia disease than the hot temperatures. For whatever reason, he and his wife moved back to Plano. I believe they're back living with the in-laws, her parents. I've been over to that house, helped Tracy a time or two with different things. The last I heard, Tracy was looking for another broadcast transmitter to convert.
I thought we were just on AM.
Tracy's gotten a few years older. His disease possibly has progressed. I don't know if Tracy can make the conversion anymore. He did get JNS5F Flex when Jay went SK. Robert handled that estate, and Tracy wound up with that Flex, but then he sold it. So I don't know what Tracy's doing anymore. The last time I was at Belton, which was
Looks like these guys might be
I don't remember things like you guys do for whatever reason.
about 38, 85.
Guy in a wheelchair being pushed, and I'll be doggone if it wasn't Tracy. And his son was pushing him around Belton. Tracy and I talked for a time. It was great to see him, great to hear his voice, and nice to visit. And that was the last time I saw Tracy and talked to him. He's still kicking. Seems like I got an email from him or something, you know, that he was looking for another radio or something like that. I don't know what his status is. I'm not sure why he's not on the air, or maybe he is. Tracy had a real love for AM, as you know. All of us here talk to Tracy, Tunes, Mummies, and Ghosts. W5TMG. So anyway, that's all I know about that. The AF-54 multi-LMAX, familiar with it? Never owned one. I'll tell you what, Jim KE5Q and Robert 9W went through an LMAX stage. I think they bought every multi-LMAX they could lay their hands on from here to Chicago. And I don't know, at one time I think Jim KE5Q had a dozen of them, literally a dozen, and several power supplies, and was running those. And by the way, they sound very, very good on AM. Anyway, with that, I'll keep it moving. We got a gang in here. By the way, Jim, I'm sorry.
By the way,
I dropped off IL list. Just couldn't do the repeat messages coming in. Kind of like Mike's watch.
Except I fixed the problem. I'm off of it. So, there you have it. If I were an official member and were...
Somebody just immediately drifted, or my radio did.
But, you know, out of the goodness of my heart, I run a net for them. Because if people don't step
These
up
guys talk way too fucking long.
M5 TSL, good to hear you, Scott. Take care, my friend.
Dragging it out.
Oh, man, good to hear you, K5YHX.
Wow. They always say, "Oh yeah, not gonna hold it."
With exclusive by TSL. And everybody's coming in here good. 220 over.
No problem. The estimator has not acted up today. That's fine. Yes, I don't know where it's going to turn the corner. Well, I don't really like the community problems
Yeah.
North of Denver, go ahead. KC, MIG, 70 miles north of Denver, Martin, KCJM. This is the Omite level, Michigan, Indiana, and Kentucky. This has been around for...
They were talking about all these grand ideas, schemes, and all this stuff, and they're wanting, me and my wife to be.
How would it read? Okay. Do you have coil there?
Not ashamed to do that, huh?
Not yet. We could have that. Okay, interested? How are you?
Broadcast man here.
Likewise. How are you with me? Good morning, Al.
So we're at the top of the 40-meter band.
Maybe the weather was cutting you down there yesterday, but if you got the time, we can do some echo. And what's the old story about if you got the time, honey? How did that go? If you got the money, honey, I got the time. Anyway, hey, Bill, I gotta tell you, we have absolutely no sympathy for you whatsoever as far as the weather and the temperatures are concerned. Actually, a 75-degree day in the Keys is just about perfect. Over to you, Al. K1CTK W3JX1.
That's Winston. Must be somewhere there. 200, 248, 228. And the receiver's not too sensitive on 40, really. So anyway, that's the Kenwood twins, and really, I don't really care for them all that much as far as like using them. They're kind of a pain, and the transmitter just doesn't want to play nice. I think they'd probably be cool if you wanted to do AM or something, but I can't deal with it at this point, and I think there's still a bunch of problems wrong with the receiver. I think the guy that worked on him before me did more damage to him than good, and it's really hard for me to sit down and do an alignment on a radio on receive. There's a lot involved with it, and I just don't feel like doing it anymore. And I don't know if I have all the equipment I really need. I have to get a signal generator, and you're basically injecting a signal at a certain frequency, peaking the coils, and I like the old radios, like the 101s, where actually the radio was designed to be repaired and aligned based on the built-in frequency marker generator. And I guess this does have a 25 kilohertz cal, but it really wasn't designed to be fixed up that way. So, anyway, I don't know what to do with them. Just kind of play around with them. I guess if I'm going to continue to mess with them, I'm going to have to pull the transmitter and figure out, well, what part of the VFO circuit is drifting. Because what it is whatever the VFO and the receiver is mixing with in the transmitter, that part's got a problem.